Indonesia, the world's largest Muslim population. What kind of an image does this conjure up? After what we get from the Mujahideen groups in Afghanistan and in Pakistan, the tendency is to imagine the Muslim in a certain kind of a way. But visit Indonesia, and it is, believe me, a relief.
Familiar images in North India at the beginning of every festive season. The Ramayana, in fact, needs no introduction. But few know the distance this ancient tale has travelled. This Ram and Sita are in fact not Indians. They are also not Hindus, but are Indonesian Muslims. And this ballet is being done under the shadow of the Prambanan temples in Yogyakarta, the cultural capital of Indonesia, the country with the largest Muslim population in the world. This performance has had a daily show for all of 24 years and has been drawing massive crowds. Streets of Jakarta bustle with tourists from every nook and corner of the world. These tourists are drawn to Indonesia not just because it is one of the most beautiful destinations, but also because of being a melting pot of different religious traditions.
In Indonesia, in Yogyakarta, we can be very much surprised or amazed by the various traditions that seems to live very peacefully together.
This is the Sultan's Palace in Yogyakarta, the cultural heart of Indonesia. The remarkable thing about this palace is that it has retained all the Hindu motifs and cultural traditions, including that music in the background, indicating once again the tolerant culture and the tolerant Islam that Indonesia has in fact practiced.
Nothing brings out the tolerant nature of Indonesia better than the Kotagede Gate, with obvious Hindu motifs, that opens into the Mataram Mosque. The gate also opens up another face of Islam, where the azan blends with drum beats, something not heard anywhere else. If drum beats inside a mosque have not surprised you, then this definitely would. Swami Agnivesh also finds the nature of Islam in Indonesia completely different from what he has seen elsewhere.
It's very difficult to say it's Muslim because most of the places I've seen here, there are more Hindu cultural symbols here, even gods and goddesses and everything. And I was thrilled to know that the ancient name of this land, Indonesia, was Swarnadweep, Golden Island.
Though the dominant religion now, Islam was among the last religions to make its entry into Indonesia. Hindu and Buddhist influences have prevailed here for centuries before that. And even today, streets, restaurants and even people have names that are not distinguishable from Hindu names. In fact, a sculpture of the legendary chariot on which Arjun was driven by Lord Krishna in the Mahabharata is mounted in the main city center of Jakarta.
If the history, I think if this can inspire the religion of the different religion of this country, I think it would be nice, not only for Indonesia, but for the rest of the world. Because in many other parts of the world, religion are used for violence, for other interests, and not to give the chance to the people to live better, for a better life, for a better future.
Managing different religions in Indonesia is not an easy task, especially after the advent of democracy in 1998. Though 90% of Indonesians are Muslims, others are Hindus, Christians and Buddhists. And the man who has been successful in stringing together such a varied lot is undoubtedly President Abdul Rahman Wahid. A noted Islamic theologian, several leaders of other religions are his personal friends. Swami Agnivesh is one of them. And Wahid still finds time out of his routine to exchange notes with his old friend. We spoke to President Wahid about the tolerant face of Islam in Indonesia.
Behind you, this panel is of Indian gods and goddesses. I mean, this Mahabharata and Ramayana, how do you relate it to your variety of Islam?
The Muslims in Indonesia have learned let's say, to integrate Islam into the local culture. And since our local culture in the past was made up by or influenced by Hinduism and by India in general, so that it's unavoidable that Islamic culture here is also, influenced by it.
Religion has become one of the main causes for discord in the world today. Cultural pluralism has come under attack as communities have waged war against each other. In such a situation, Islam's tolerant face in Indonesia can provide the lead in today's strife-torn world.